Yes, baby. Yes. Yes. Los Angeles Lakers have just selected Dalton Connect with the 17th overall pick. Somehow he fell to us. I don't know how the hell it happened, but I'm happy. Good job, Rob. Congratulations to the Laker War Room. You got lottery talent value at 17. And this is what I was saying. You don't necessarily have to trade out. You just have to be able to catch things when they fall to you. Did we have any idea that Connect was falling to us? No. But just like I said in maybe 2 or 3 videos, if Dalton Connect falls to you, you take him. You don't reach down for Holmes or do no Eves Messi and all that crap. You take the lottery talent. And for a team that doesn't have a lot of picks, this is the guy, man. And I'm telling you, this is a scorer. Defense, that's not his strength. But he's going to score. He's going to stretch the floor for Anthony Davis and LeBron James. And all we need to do is let him have that green light with J.J. Redick. We got the spacers that everybody will want. He could play a little 4. He could play some 3. He's going to score. He's going to dunk. He's going to rebound the ball. And I really like Dalton Connect. Ironically enough, he was one of the first players I talked about in this class when I first started doing homework. You can go back and check out the video. I'm gonna go back and check out my video too that I made about 2 months ago when I sat down and I watched homework on Dalton Connect. And I told you guys that the first video I saw didn't do a good job of explaining to me anything good about Dalton Connect because the person who was doing the video didn't like him. But I watched 2 more videos on Connect and I walked away feeling very confident that this was a lottery talent that probably was going to go well before his 17th overall pick, and that he fell to us is great news to me. I am extremely happy that the Lakers took Dalton Connect. I did want other players that didn't go our way. We left some players on the board that I would have been happy to have, but no better value than Dalton Connect at 17. There was no better value in my humble opinion. This is exactly what your front office needs to do when it doesn't have picks for between now and the future. You pick a guy who is older, 197 pounds, almost 200 pounds, 6'6", small forward, 23 years old, so he's more likely to be able to help you now. This is a perfect situation for the Lakers. And I'm excited about what he can do for our team, man. This is a shooter and a homegrown Laker. We're going to bring him in, draft it, we put him next to Austin Reeves. We got J.J. Redick in place. We're going to have some shooters out there, man. We're going to have some shooters, and that's what I was hoping would also happen, that the Lakers would be able to bring Austin Reeves J.J. Redick a shooter. Bring him a shooter because he's obviously one of the best shooters. So he would otherwise know how to coach a guy like this and know how to put him in certain positions to do his thing. Dalton Connect can put the ball on the floor a little bit. Dalton Connect can get to the line and hit it free throws very well. This is a guy who I think can be a 30-point scorer in this league. I'm happy, man. I'm telling you I'm happy. I think this is the way to go when you have the type of circumstance we have. Now, we do have to figure out what we're going to do with the center position. But as I said, certain things you just have to swallow. And the reality was, all of the best centers were off the board. Zach Edey was off the board. Klingon was obviously off the board. Khalil Ware was off the board. And Yves Messi's a nice player, but I really just am not a believer. Kyle Filipowski, I'm not really a believer. Tyler Smith's a 4. So it was like all the centers that you wanted to try to fill that spot, they're not on the board. And at the end of the day, even if you did bring in DaRon Holmes, you would have left Dalton Connect on the board. DaRon Holmes is somebody who's likely supposed to be taken in the mid-20s. Dalton Connect, somebody that could potentially have gone top 10. So you just, you know what I mean? You can't make that mistake twice in a row. Not with our circumstances, and I wouldn't want us to, because I don't think it's that much of a difference between Dalton Connect and DaRon Holmes as it pertains to what I expect him to do. You want DaRon to come in, play some 4, stretch the floor, and maybe play some 5. But he wasn't big enough to guard the people I've been asking us to draft a 5 to get. So let me get the better shooter in this situation if I'm the Lakers. So I'm thrilled. I thought there was a chance we might pass on Connect to take the Silva, but if I'm going to go small forward, give me the better small forward. And I think that the Silva's a nice player, but Dalton Connect's just a higher rated quality prospect today. So you just trust that that works in your favor. Dalton Connect's a very accomplished college player. Played 4 years, if I'm not mistaken. A senior out of Tennessee. Somebody who was the best player on his team last year after having a nice jump in his own production. As to where he wasn't that player before, but as he stayed in college for 4 years, he developed into being somebody that could help a team right now. And ultimately, I thought that Connect, for his sake, needed to be in a situation where he was going to win. I had him mocked to the Grizzlies. staying in Tennessee. But he didn't need to be in Portland. He didn't need to be in Piston land where I thought he could go at 5. Some people had a mock for high at 5. I thought that was a little too high. But the Pistons, in my opinion, needed the shooting. I didn't want to see him go somewhere like that where they couldn't ultimately, it wasn't best for him to go to that place, not because of anything they couldn't do, but because ultimately he should probably be in a situation where he can better help a team win, since he's an older prospect, and since teams like us and Memphis and OKC, need somebody who can help us win right now and stretch the floor for us. So it's like he would probably be best in one of those situations. I just didn't think it was realistic that he would fall to the Lakers. I am very surprised in Miami for taking Khalil Ware. I don't think that's the greatest piece for them. They just signed Bam Adebayo to a big deal today. I don't know what they're thinking. Khalil Ware is somebody who, if let's just say I want to move Bam Adebayo to what his natural position was in college, to the 4. I don't trust Khalil Ware to do that much better of a job banging up against some of those players. If anything, I would rather Khalil Ware allow Bam Adebayo to kind of bang with the 280-pound, 300-pound guy. Because I don't think Khalil Ware is strong like that. So I really don't understand what Miami's doing, but I'm sure glad they did it, because I wasn't really a fan of Khalil Ware, and I feel like if he was on the board right now, you probably would take him just because you need a center. And I'm not a believer. He's going to have to prove himself to me. Dalton, I don't have that problem. I believed in Dalton Connect. I never thought there was a chance he'd fall to the Lakers, but since he's here, hell yeah, you sprint to the phone and you make that phone call to get Dalton Connect. I think the Lakers made the right decision, and I'm glad other teams passed on him. I am, for whatever reasons they did. I don't care. I'm just glad that he's on our team now, man. So I give the Lakers an A+, man. Sometimes it's not about what others are considering in regards to, well, you might have left Isaiah Collier on the board, or there were some other players. Maybe you need to take a center. At the end of the day, you just need to capture value for the 17th overall pick, man. Even if you wanted to move a player after drafting him, at least you took value for that pick, so when it's time to make the move, you have the ability to do that. Now, one thing I'd say about the Lakers is this makes me feel a hell of a lot better about our small forward position going forward, because honestly, we really did need to fill that role as well. I wasn't too happy about how our small forward position went last year, given the fact that, quite honestly, we were running around with Taurean Prince pretty much for a majority of that small forward position. And the fact that we bring in a shooter like Connect makes it so that if D'Angelo Russell bounces, you feel a lot better about your ability to shoot the 3, just in general in your starting lineup. The spacing kind of gets to come back around just in case we can't keep D'Lo. I feel a lot better about rotational situations that involve non-shooters. Like Vanderbilt's piece looks a little better if Dalton Connect's on the floor. He's going to be somebody who's going to create more space that otherwise Vanderbilt takes away. So I think Vanderbilt actually fits a little better on this team now. If Austin's not having a good shooting year like he did last year, Dalton Connect will. Dalton's going to create so much more space for guys like LeBron James. That corner 3 ball is going to fall for us, even if Taurean does leave, because he was really good at that. I think that now that you bring Dalton Connect in, I don't know if you want to start him. It's up to JJ Redick how he wants to do it. Maybe you put him in some small ball 4 situations next year. We still have to address our center position, as we've already said, and maybe even our point guard position is already said. But I love the fact that we don't have to run Taurean Prince out there at the 3, and that Dalton Connect is going to score, man. This is one of the best scorers, in my opinion, in this draft. Definitely one of the best scorers in this draft, from behind the arc, from the mid-range, and from the inside. And he's going to be explosive in the paint, too. He's not going to be somebody that's going to be devoid of explosiveness and the ability to score the ball inside. So it's a lot of things to like about Dalton Connect. We are going to have to keep defensive players around a little more now. I don't feel as great about moving on for Vanderbilt now that Dalton is in place as I did beforehand when I thought I may be getting a defensive anchored center. Don't necessarily feel as confident that maybe moving on from Vando makes as much sense. You got to adjust your team building for the deficiency of defense at your small forward position. So Connect can be a scrappy dude, though. He's going to scrap. He's going to get offensive rebounds, stuff like that. But he's not going to be somebody that you look to make defense happen too much for yourself. What he's going to do, though, is put pressure on those offensive players to guard him and maybe get some of them in foul trouble by hitting connect fours. We're already going to coin that phrase when he gets a three-point play plus the foul. That would be fun there. So I just think this is a great pick for the LA Lakers. I can't wait to see what he can do in the summer league. He's an older player, so I think it fits the bill of what it is that ultimately you would prefer to have in this situation. And this is exactly what I wanted, man. I'm very happy. This is somebody that I had mocked at number 9 to the Grizzlies. So the fact that he's going 17 to my squad is excellent work, excellent value. I could not find myself being more happy, other than, of course, if we would have got the guy that I wanted, who was well off the board at 9, ironically, to the Grizzlies, Zach Edey. But even in the event that you did get Zach Edey, you still would have been more than happy to find some way to space the floor. And there would have been things to adjust to with Zach Edey, such as your perimeter defense and stuff like that, as well, spacing and all of that. So, yeah, we got to look for a center, though. Now we do need to turn our attention to some of these centers that maybe I didn't want to get, because you just have to adjust to the way your team is now being built. So, yeah, we do need to try to find ourselves a big man. We definitely need to do that ASAP, very much as soon as possible. But this is great, man. This is absolutely great. I'll walk away from this relaxed. I can watch the rest of this draft feeling pretty good, unlike last year where I had so many bad thoughts about the draft. This is great value, excellent value for the 17th overall pick. And I want to thank the New Orleans Pelicans for letting us get it, man. I don't know what type of pick y'all getting next year, but we got a lottery pick with the 17th overall pick. New Orleans. Y'all thought this was a bad draft? Good luck next year. Yup. You better hope we have a bad year. Jacoby Walter goes to Toronto. Jacoby Walter goes to Toronto. That's the latest pick in the moment that I'm in. Tristan Da Silva went to Orlando right after we picked. So I'm trying to keep up with this as well. But I don't know what to think of that Jacoby Walter to Toronto. I'm not really sure. I think they have plenty of shooting. They don't necessarily need Jacoby Walter at the 2, as far as my mind's eye can tell me. They probably should have went point guard there, in my opinion. But maybe they view the point guard they have as good enough. The guy they got from New York last year, Quickly. Maybe they just going to allow him to play the point guard. I look at Quickly as a 2 guard, though. They got pure shooting everywhere, though. They still got that shooting guard that they had from Utah that they got, that has some shooting upside as well. So, and they have Grady Dick, who's also a shooting guard. So maybe they want Walter to play some 3 next to R.J. Barrett. I'm sorry, I'm trying to process this right now. I know we're supposed to be talking about Connect, but that is a weird pick to me for Toronto. Good value because he should have been probably a lottery pick too, but nah, man, I'm not really sure what the hell they're doing. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not really sure what the hell they're doing. They are overloaded at shooting guards that shoot the 3 ball. Rather loaded at the shooting guard position. I don't get it. Anyway, well, glad I'm not them. Happy to be us. For all I know, he's a fantastic player, but on this night, that looks crazy. I'm pleased, man. Hopefully Dalton Connect can get in here and do work, man. I think he's a highly conditioned athlete as well. Somebody that looks like he has some good weight at almost 200 pounds, 6'6". And even though he's older, quote-unquote older, 23 is not old in the NBA, man. It's really not. You should be ready to help a team win. And he's a developed player. So it's not like we have to go through too much player development to work with this guy. And I think he has high value in this league, even though he wasn't drafted as high as people were expecting him to go. If for some reason the Lakers look to move him, I think he's going to be worth more than he was tonight. He slipped tonight, and it's kind of inexplicable, but we're happy he did. But I think he's worth a lot more than what the 17th overall pick value would actually be. So that makes me feel real good. Not that I'm looking to trade Connect at all, because I'm actually not. So this is great, man. This is great. Now we get to watch some highlights on Connect, get more familiar with him, start to imagine what the Lakers are going to do from here. But this is good, man. This is really good. I'm very pleased. I appreciate everybody for watching BDF 44. I'm out.